Hello and welcome back to Mass Effect 3. And I found the way to fix the bug. So let's try this again. Yes, Commander Shepard. And I now made a save 154, which is the same as 153, except it's fixed. So what happened? Well, we're actually running into a bug not in Mass Effect 3 but in Mass Effect 2, because you might recall the code for the face that we had, and it was different from the code that you see here. Well, it turns out Mass Effect 2, when it is importing a character from Mass Effect, for some reason, when you have this, you also have accept, custom, default. For some reason, if you click on custom or something, it will generate the code for the custom one. The imported phase doesn't have a code because it was made in the first game that did not have codes, and the game doesn't really create a code for it. And then if you do that, this code will be applied even if you accept the imported phase. Which means that even though your face is what it is, your code is incorrect. It's for the default custom Shepard. And what do you do to fix this problem? Well, there's two options. One is apparently to start up Mass Effect 2 again and then start a new playthrough by importing your Mass Effect 2 character. That should force it to recreate the code. Alternatively, you can use, this is what I did, you can use the Gibbed editor for your saved game. And there, if you go to raw data, you go to squad player, and somewhere there you find the face appearance code, something like that. Replace that code with a blank string. Then, when it is blank, when Mass Effect 3 tries to import it, it will detect that it is not valid. So instead of just relying on the code itself, it will try to create the code based on the actual features of Shepard's face. I think that's probably also a better way to do this, because then you're using potentially a newer code base to convert your features into the new game. But yes, so this is Shepard, and I want to change a few things. So yeah, definitely do not use the code that you saw throughout Mass Effect 2 if you want to get a Commander Shepard like this. You can use this code, but I will modify it a bit. Even in Mass Effect 2, you should be able to use this code. Yes, so let's see. This is also a bit weird. I think that's another kind of a bug. Sometimes the sliders look different depending on what you select. And I want this complexion, which would have been the default. And I also want to change a bit the cheek gaunt. This is a bit of an extreme angle, but yeah, we don't want the cheeks to be so gaunt. Maybe like this is fine. Okay. Then, I think eyes are fine. What I want to change is the hair. So, between Mass Effect and Mass Effect 3, the default hair that I had applied is getting more and more rare. But instead we can apply the hair that is much more similar to the one in Mass Effect, and I might as well do that. Yes, it is this hair. This is very similar to what we had in the first game. It was very good. And I think, oh yeah, the brow. It should be thinner. I think this is like the default that you get. Oh, oops. Yeah, I think we had this one before. So let's stick to this one. Okay, I think everything else is fine. Our John D. Shepard, is looking quite fine. Let's accept this final code. Next, Alliance Headquarters, Active Duty Reactivation Protocol, Commander Shepard. We were a Sentinel. Sentinels are unique, bringing both tech and biotic abilities to the battlefield. In addition to complete weapons training, Sentinels are equipped with an advanced shield that makes taking cover much less necessary and rushing their enemies much more productive. This armor system can also be detonated to blast nearby enemies. Well, we've had that for the last game. You will see that a lot of the powers are directly taken from Mass Effect 2. So, for the sake of interest, I'm going to switch to Engineer. We started as a Vanguard, and then we went from a biotic more and more towards the Engineer part. Engineers are tech specialists, the most effective class at disabling the defenses of the toughest enemies or incapacitating them to render them harmless. In combination with their weapons training, engineers have the unique ability to spawn combat drones that can harass enemies or force them out of entrenched cover positions. And your accomplishments give you access to the following bonus powers. Select one. These are not too many powers that we can choose, but these are free to choose, and the other ones will require payment. So let's choose something wisely for the time being. Carnage. Rip a target into shreds with this vicious blast. This comes back from the first game. Yay. Effective against armor. Marksman. Boost weapon accuracy and firing rate for a short time. Also from the first game. Proximity mine. Fire the sticky mine into traffic. It will detonate when an enemy steps within range. This is good, but I think this is considered to be a grenade, and those are limited use. Well, it's kind of the same idea as in Mass Effect, I guess. Yeah, you can already see a lot of the elements that got brought back from the first game, to my delight. Decoy. Distract opponents with this decoy. Energy drain. Hit an enemy with this energy pulse to inflict damage and to steal barrier and shield power. This is very useful, I like this one. Inferno grenade. Cluster bomb a small area with incendiary munitions. Stasis. Stop an enemy in its tracks with this powerful Mass Effect field. No effect on armored targets. Warp ammo. Blast vulnerable opponents already lifted by biotics for a damage bonus and weaken the armor of grounded targets. More weapon damage, more damage to barriers and armor. Defense matrix. Reinforce armor with protective focal currents. Purge the currents to restore shields. Slow down power use. Fortification. Same thing, except it's armor. Armor-piercing ammo, same as warp ammo, except that it actually shoots through light cover to hit enemies, that's nice. Slam. Deal massive damage with a biotic body slam, which doesn't actually work like that. It works entirely like warp, so I don't really get it. And Dark Channel. Plague an opponent with a persistent damaging biotic field. Effect transfers to a second target if the first is killed. Effect's length depends on Dark Channel's duration. Only one field... Huh? There was an interruption. Thanks, Windows. Appreciated. Hopefully things will continue as normal now. So, effect transfers to second target is the first skilled. Effect length depends on Dark Channel's duration. Only one field may be active at a time. This is quite interesting. I like the idea, but I think... So, the most utilitarian option would be to go with armor-piercing ammo, but that is assuming you're firing at anyone with a weapon, which I'm not going to do a whole lot, I think. So, instead, let's go with... Yeah, proximity mine. I do like to see how this works out, and we don't have grenades otherwise. Yes, John D. Shepard, Spacer Sole Survivor Engineer, with a proximity mine. That's a very engineerish thing. Accept to update your records. Cannot make changes to your character after this point. Engage.
How bad is it?
Bad. We just lost contact with 2 of our deep space outposts. There's something massive on long-range scanners.
Is this what Shepard warned us about?
I'd stake my life on it.
How long do we have?
Not long. I sent word. The fleets are mobilizing.
God help us all.
In 2157, humanity discovered it was not alone in the universe. 30 years later, they found a peaceful place among dozens of galactic species. But this idyllic future is overshadowed by a dark past. Reapers, a sentient race of machines responsible for cleansing the galaxy of all organic life every 50,000 years, are about to return. The leaders of the galaxy are paralyzed by indecision, unable to accept the legend of the Reapers as fact.
Commander. You're not supposed to call me that anymore, James. Not supposed to salute you either. We gotta go. The Defense Committee wants to see you. Sounds important. What's going on? Couldn't say. Just told me they needed you. Now. Anderson? Admiral?
You look good, Shepard. Maybe a little soft around the edges. How are you holding up since being relieved from duty?
It's not so bad once you get used to the hot food and soft beds.
We'll get it sorted out.
What's going on? Why is everyone in such a hurry?
Admiral Hackett's mobilizing the fleets. I'm guessing word's made it to Alliance Command. Something big's headed our way.
The Reapers?
We don't know. Not for certain.
What else could it be?
If I knew that.
Well, nobody would listen to us. I'm certain.
It's the Reapers. And we're not ready for them. Not by a long shot.
Tell that to the Defense Committee.
Unless we're planning to talk the Reapers to death, the committee is a waste of time.
They're just scared. None of them have seen what you've seen. You faced down a Reaper. Hell, you spoke to one, then blew the damn thing up. You've seen how they harvest us, what they plan to do to us. You know more about this enemy than anyone.
That why they grounded me? Took away my ship?
You know that's not true. When you blew up the Batarian relay, hundreds of thousands of Batarians died.
It was that or let the Reapers walk through our back door.
I know that, Shepard. And so does the committee. If it wasn't for that, you'd have been court-martialed and left to rot in the brig.
That and your good word?
Yeah, I trust you, Shepard. And so does the committee.
I'm just a soldier, Anderson. I'm no politician.
I don't need you to be either. I just need you to do whatever the hell it takes to help us stop the Reapers.
They're expecting you to, Admiral.
Good luck in there, Shepard.
Anderson? Shepard?
Kate?
How'd it go in there, Major?
Okay, I think. Hard to know. I'm just waiting for orders now.
Major?
You hadn't heard?
No, I'm a bit out of the loop these days.
Sorry, sir. Didn't mean to keep you out of the loop.
Well, in order to defeat the Reapers, you actually need to be both a good soldier and a good politician. But I digress. Hey, it's Kaiden! It's been a while. Well, yeah, we've seen him in Mass Effect 2, but he was there only on the horizon, and then he wouldn't join us, saying that we're Cerberus and he's investigating Cerberus. So, yeah, don't worry about it.
I'm sure you had your reasons.
Yeah, I suppose I did. Still, it's good to see you.
Admiral,
Come on.
You know the commander?
I used to.
Admiral Anderson. Shepard.
What's the situation?
We were hoping you would tell us.
The reports coming in are unlike anything we've seen. Whole colonies have gone dark. We've lost contact with everything beyond the Soul Relay.
Whatever this is, it's incomprehensibly powerful.
You brought me here to confirm what you already know. The Reapers are here.
Then, how do we stop them?
The Reapers are more advanced than we are. More powerful, more intelligent. They don't fear us. And they'll never take pity on us.
But there must be some way.
Well, I think just working one by one is not going to help us in this case. We need to stand together.
If we're gonna have any chance at surviving this, we have to stand together.
That's it? That's our plan?
Admiral, we've lost contact with Luna Base.
The moon? It couldn't be that close already.
How they get past our defenses?
Sir, UK headquarters has a visual.
Why haven't we heard from Admiral Hackett?
What do we do?
The only thing we can. We fight, or we die.
We should get to the Normandy.
Oh my god.
Shepard! Shepard! Come on, get up. Here, take this. We've got to get moving. This is Admiral Anderson. Report in, anyone. Major Alanko, is that you? What's your status? I can't raise the Normandy. You'll have to contact me. We'll meet you at the landing zone. Anderson up. They're massive. Come on, Shepard. Get us headed to the Normandy. They'll pick us up if we can get to the spaceport. Let's move.
Alright, the Reapers have invaded Earth. Also, this is Vancouver. Space Vancouver, or future Vancouver, I guess. Alliance and everything. Also, this building is getting destroyed. Well, there goes that building. And it's moving. And we have a whole bunch of new things in the journal. So, normally I would do it the same way that I did in the previous games, whereas we would read the journal later. But since right now we had things indicating what's new, let's go through that, because we also have the codex from the first two games, and that's a lot of things. So I want to make sure that we can mark all the things that are viewed.
The Asari.
We know this.
In the early 2160s, the Alliance began aggressive...
We know this.
Earth, the home world and capital of humanity, was enjoying a new golden age before the Reapers attacked. Disease, pollution, and other social ills were on the decline, thanks to technological advances and a wealth of resources from the colonies. Earth was an inspiration, even to alien cultures, resulting in influence out of proportion with humanity's brief time on the galactic stage. The Reaper attack has put an end to any semblance of this former life. The great cities of Earth are storehouses of human DNA for the Reapers to harvest. Reaper gunships, capable of megaton-scale firepower, annihilated industrial centers in seconds. The militaries of Earth's disparate nation-states have retained only partial communication with the system's alliance fleets, leaving the planet's resistance efforts uncoordinated and vulnerable. The loss of the comm network has cut off Earth's economy from the rest of the galaxy, sending shockwaves across galactic markets and a significant obstacle to receiving aid.
Welp. Yep, the Reapers know what they're doing, apparently.
The system's alliance is an independent supranational government representing the interests of humanity as a whole. The alliance is responsible for the governance and defense of all extrasolar colonies and stations. The alliance grew out of the various national space programs as a matter of practicality. Sol's planets had been explored and exploited through piecemeal national efforts. The expense of colonizing entire new solar systems could not be met by any one country. With humans knowing that alien contact was inevitable, there was enough political will to jointly fund an international effort. Still, the Alliance was often disregarded by those on Earth until the First Contact War. While the national governments dithered and bickered over who should lead the effort to liberate Shanxi, the Alliance fleet struck decisively. Post-war public approval gave the Alliance the credibility to establish its own parliament and become the galactic face of humanity.
This is not new.
Admiral Stephen Hackett is a decorated officer in the system's alliance, currently assigned to Arcturus Station on the far side of the Sol Relay. In the battle for the Citadel, Admiral Hackett commanded the 5th Fleet. Following that victory, he was promoted to head of the Alliance military. Hackett was born to a single mother in Buenos Aires in 2134. When his mother died in the pandemic of 2146, he was placed in the Advanced Training Academy for Juveniles, where his superior talents in science and leadership quickly became evident. Hackett enlisted in 2152, volunteering for high-risk missions to colonize space beyond the Sol Relay. He was commissioned as a 2nd lieutenant on Arcturus Station in 2156, and soon proved his ability in the First Contact War. His rare ascent from enlisted man to admiral remains an Alliance legend.
Nice to have more background on Hackett. I'm still upset that he is not just a really cool voice.
Admiral David Edward Anderson is a career military officer in the Systems Alliance Navy. Born in London in 2137, he later moved to Arcturus Station and became the first graduate of the Alliance's now renowned N7 Marine program. Anderson is one of the Alliance's most decorated Special Forces operatives and served with honor during the First Contact War. He was the original captain of the SSV Normandy before relinquishing command to his XO, Commander Shepard. After the Alliance victory in the Battle of the Citadel, Anderson briefly served as the Citadel's first human counselor. He soon became embroiled in a Cerberus plot to abduct his friend Kaylee Sanders, however, and learned that he was unable to live a life without action. He stepped down as counselor, returned to the military to prepare for the Reaper invasion. The Alliance Parliament named Donald Udina as his successor.
Yep. So first of all, indeed, most of Anderson's background is listed in the novels of Mass Effect, because he is kind of the second main person in those novels. And also, yeah, we said that he should be a counselor. He was a counselor in Mass Effect 2, and now he no longer is a counselor. And he gave it up again to Dina, so our choice didn't matter that much in the end. I guess it's because Anderson is just not really a politician and he's more of a soldier.
Major Caden Alenko is a human biotic and an officer in the Systems Alliance. He served as staff lieutenant under Commander Shepard on the SSV Normandy during the Battle of the Citadel, and now heads the Special Operations Biotics Division at the Alliance Warfare Center. An Alliance tribunal recently called on Alenko to testify about his experience with the Reapers. Alenko suffers from severe headaches because of the early model L2 biotic implants that he was given as a child. The L2 implants have since been discontinued due to the risk of crippling neurological damage.
Interesting that the Alliance actually called to testify about the Reapers, so they don't think that they're made up, necessarily. I guess Anderson was right, that they also know that, but they cannot do much due to political reasons.
Biotics is the ability of rare individuals to manipulate dark energy. Omni-tools are handheld devices that combine a computer microframe, sensor analysis pack, and manufacturing fabricator. The Reaper, called Harbinger, is believed to be the oldest and largest in the Reaper Armada. From the reaches of dark space, Harbinger managed to control the Collectors, a race of human-sized insectoid bipeds, as it sent them on a campaign to kill and gather humans from vulnerable colonies. The Collectors became a terrifying force in the galaxy, responsible for the murder of hundreds of thousands. Surviving colonists have described the tone of Harbinger's threats heard through the Collectors as they attacked as visceral and terrifying. Alliance intelligence has tentatively identified Harbinger as one of the Reapers leading the attack on Earth.
It is assuming direct control, and you will feel this, Shepard.
A myth common to several cultures in the galaxy, Reapers were once imagined as space monsters that consumed entire stars. Archaeologists who searched for the sources of such myths found little besides the themes of all-consuming devils that are common to primitive cultures. Although accurate information about the Reapers remains scarce, the galaxy now knows that the Reapers are not a myth. They are a real and devastating threat. Sovereign was the first Reaper encountered by the modern Citadel races. Military leaders initially assumed that Sovereign was a Geth or Prothean flagship commanded by Saren Arterius, a rogue Spectre. The truth was far more alarming. The massive ship was itself intelligent, and Saren proved to be under its control. The attacks by Sovereign against Eden Prime and the Citadel removed any uncertainty about the Reaper's technological superiority. Sovereign's formidable shielding and firepower allowed it to hold off the combined fleets of the Citadel, and its mass effect fields proved powerful enough to let the enormous vessel land on a planet's surface. Sovereign's mission, to open a mass relay that would transport the other Reapers from dark space, proved its undoing. During the Battle of the Citadel, Sovereign linked its consciousness to Saren's. When Saren's death corrupted the signal and shut down Sovereign's shields, Sovereign's destruction soon followed.
Right. We remember that. I guess that's also not really new. And yes, I think we have seen much of everything here. Oh yeah, Mass Effect timeline. Do we have something new at the end? 2185, an alien race known as the Collectors abducts thousands of human colonists and the Terminus systems. Commander Shepard leads a team beyond the Omega-4 relay to attack the Collectors where they live, stopping the abductions. Yes, that was a year ago. And we have plenty of things here. Ships and vehicles. Yes, technology. Yes, the Reaper War. Yes, the fall of Karshan. For every 1,000 Batarian refugees, there are 1,001 stories about how the Reapers invaded the Batarian systems. A few elements are common to almost every version, however. The Reapers arrived first in the Vular system and immediately destroyed its communications network. The Hegemony's Department of Information Control blamed the loss of signal on space weather, but scrambled ships to the system nonetheless. Within a day, Reaper capital ships appeared in the Harsa system and descended on the Batarian homeworld Karshan. For all the rhetoric about the Hegemony's military prowess, the response to the Reapers was uncoordinated. Moments after the Information Minister took to the extranet and announced that unknown ships were destroying all space traffic near Karshan, the Defense Minister declared there was no reason to panic. The planet's convoys were destroyed next, creating an ominous silence that has persisted ever since. Fearing they were next, Batarian colonies across Hegemony space began evacuations. So many refugees poured into the human-occupied Exodus cluster that System Alliance officials at first thought the Batarians were invading. More systems have gone dark as their convoys were destroyed, and millions more Batarians trapped on their planets sit waiting for the Reapers. Yes. Okay, good. Let's mark everything as read, and everything else we will know that we have not yet read. Also, the new screen for our profile. John Shepard, engineer. They actually show the numbers, how much health and shields we have. This is the actual identity code. And we have Incinerate, Combat Drone, Proximity Mine. Combat Drone. Deploy this attack drone to stun targets and draw enemy fire. Incinerate, burn your opponents and incinerate their armor. Heavy damage to health and armor. Make an enemy panic, stopping health regeneration. Also we have 58 points? What? Okay. So we can get Overload. Overload electronics with this power surge, stunning your enemy. Effective against shields, barriers, and synthetics. Not as effective against organics. And we have an entire tree now. So we can choose not just the last level, but go beyond as well. So, upgrade power, or start the upgrades. Good. Now we have Overload, Cryoblast. Flash freeze and shatter unprotected enemies. Slow down the rest. Weaken armor, frozen targets won't regenerate health. Sabotage. Sabotage weapons and hack synthetics. Compromised synthetics fight on your side. Affected weapons overheat. So sabotage is a mix between AI hacking and sabotage from the first game. Sentry turret. Deploy this heavy weapon turret for cover fire. Tech Mastery. Be an expert tactician on and off the battlefield. Faster and stronger tech powers. More dexterity, more charisma. Fitness. Put on some muscle and become fearless in close quarters combat. More melee damage, more health, more shields and barriers. This is a nice starting thing. Alright, well, we need more charisma, so Tech Mastery it is. Increase weight capacity bonus by 20 points, increase reputation bonus by 4%. Reputation points by that. Okay. We want to increase the reputation bonus further by 4%, power damage bonus by 10%. And here we go. Also, the upgrade cost increases, so it's basically the Might and Magic 6, 7, and 8 system. So, power damage bonus, or duration bonus, and reputation bonus. Well, I'll go for reputation, of course. Increase the force and damage of squad mate powers by 30%. Or increase power damage bonus by 10%. Increase weight capacity bonus by 20 points. So, squad bonus or damage and capacity. I feel like it's better to just go with ourselves, because the AI sometimes is not so smart. And then increase combat drone and sentry turret shields by 100%. And damage by 50%, or increase power damage bonus by 25%, increase power duration by 25%. Drones are not the thing that I will use the most, so power mastery it is. And we have mastered tech mastery now. What else? Well, I think sabotage is something that I will like using a lot, so let's go with that. Increase recharge speed by 25%. Increase impact radius by 30%. Increase power duration by 50%, or increase damage taken by 30% when enemy weapons overheat. Yes, that's the so-called backfire. So when you do sabotage, then the enemies will take some damage as their weapons overheat, so it will do more. Or otherwise, duration. I think I like hacking more than sabotage, so duration it is. Next, explosive hack. Synthetics explode when destroyed, dealing 542.50 points of damage across a 4-meter radius. Or increase recharge speed by 25%. Recharge speed is not so important. Let's go with explosive hack. Berserk. Hack synthetics fighting on your side move faster and do 100% more damage. Or tech vulnerability. Increase all tech power damage done to target by 100% for 10 seconds. So this is good against bosses and stuff. And this is good for keeping hacked targets hacked. Well, no, it's actually just making them faster and do more damage. Which is not terribly useful, actually. So yeah, tech vulnerability is. Okay, so now we need a lot more skill points, apparently. What else? Incinerate, Overload, Cryoblast, Combat Drone, Proximity Mine, Sentry Turret. Or Fitness. What's Fitness again? Health and Shield, Melee Damage, Health and Shield. Increase power damage, that's interesting. Health and shield bonuses by 25%. Yeah, well, it's nice to have more health and shields, that's for sure. Otherwise, sentry turret might be interesting. Well, let's start with fitness, and then once we get more points, let's put them everywhere else. So health and shields, melee damage. I don't need more melee damage, I need more health and shields. And that's it. Okay, good. So we got that going. What else? Let's confirm. Yeah, we still have points that we can put into things, but we can save them up for later. Save. That's a good thing to do. And yeah, look at that. We have so many powers. We also have an M3 Predator 1, reliable, accurate sidearm.
Let's move.
And the Alpha Relay. Well, it's been already over the time limit, so let's just go with that and finish the video here. Didn't do much progress, I guess, but one step at a time. The Alpha Relay. Discovering the age of a mass relay is not an easy task. Relays can shield themselves to preserve their integrity down to the quantum level, so taking a sample for analysis proves nigh impossible. Relays also maintain self-cleaning cycles, wiping away potential evidence, though damage or dormancy can cause the cycle to break down, such as in the case of the Karen relay, which became covered in ice. A breakthrough was recently made by Dr. Amanda Kenson, who revisited old methods of dating the relays by testing dust trapped in their gravity wells. By comparing the relative velocity of relays to that of the stars they orbit, as well as the composition of the dust around dormant relays against the dust at known locations in their star systems, Kenson could create a timeline of when a relay passed through the dust. The result dates the relay back millions of years. Some may even predate the Protheans. Kenson concluded that the oldest known relay is in Batarian space. Dubbed Alpha, it resides near the star Bahak, and is unusual in its potential range and versatility. Alpha usually sends and receives mass at the range of a normal secondary relay, but if certain controls are adjusted, it becomes powered by an unprecedented amount of dark energy that could send cargo to 16 other relays and even across a great distance to the Citadel. Hegemony authorities have kept this quiet, fearing retaliation from Council species who would assume hostile intent if they found a sudden new route into their space. It goes without saying that the Reapers have no such fear. Alright, so see you all next time, once we explore Vancouver some more and try not to get killed by this Reaper. Later.